Hey everyone, this is Dan. Welcome to another installment of Dread Ring and how to maximize the currency and the value you can get out of running this. Now, right now we're in a double legacy. It's not double legacy anymore. It's double Dread Ring currency. We just finished double legacy, which is basically anything that's in the legacy campaigns. You would get double the currency when you complete a task in it. Now it's just double Dread Ring. So anything that I do in here, quest-wise, I can get double the currency from, which is pretty helpful for several reasons. Now, why would you bother with Dread Ring? Hey, before I even go into that, let's start out with one thing. Don't take any one person's, even content creators, don't take their word on how things work as the only way or the be-all, end-all, or not even necessarily absolutely correct, because people make mistakes, and that just happens. And all I'm doing with this video, I know there's lots of really good video creators out there. I recommend going and looking at anything that Aragon does, anything that Gus Archer does. Look at Galactic Underwear stuff, Northside, even though he's no longer doing Unlimited Venture stuff. He has some really great videos out there. And even some of the older ones like Urkelin, and I mean, she's not old, but she's got really good videos out there too. Garlanx and V. Aaron, just all kinds of really good content out there if you want to go look for it. My recommendation is just open up a search, your favorite search engine. I use Google, and type in Neverwinter and then whatever the subject is. So Neverwinter AD Farm. You'll find some really good stuff out there. And you also find a lot of old information that's not necessarily good anymore. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what today's video is about. So again, what I'm doing here is I'm going over how to maximize the Dread Ring farm. So first off, what's the benefit of Dread Ring? Well, this is where you can get your rank 5, formerly rank 5, your epic enchanting stones that you would use to upgrade your artifacts, but also you would use to sell in the trade auction house. So here, if I were to go into would it be under refining stones? Let's see, just do it this. Let's see. So if we went with that, you see the green ones don't sell for a whole lot. That's 99 for 21.89. So that's about what, 22.80 each. The blue ones go for, if we can get to the enchanting stones, let's see, maybe I need to go to, there we go. Go to that. So 99.80 each, wow, about 5 times what the green ones are worth. If you get enough of them, you might do okay. I would recommend selling these, the green ones, in stacks of probably 5 or so, or higher, if you really wanted to take the time to sell them. Blue ones, just look at what, if you do any enchanting of, your refining of your own artifacts and stuff, you'll know that people don't need stacks of 99. I'm not going to buy 10,000. I'm not going to spend 10,900 on a stack of 99. I don't care how desperate I am. I'm going to look for the lowest number that supports the amount I need. Typically, if I'm enchanting something, I need, I believe, for rank 3. Let's see, going from a green to a blue on an artifact or a weapon upgrade is 5 green enchanting stones, and then blue to a purple would be 3 blue, if I recall correctly. So I'm going to go for the lowest one I can find that's 3 or less. So yeah, 131 AD for 1 is more than I would be spending. Oh, okay, someone's already listed 1 for 99. That's awesome. It's still less than 109 roughly that I would be paying for getting a stack of 99 that I'm never going to use. I could relist them, but I'm going to lose money relisting them. So what I would do is just buy the lowest number to serve the purpose I'm looking for. But what you really are looking for in this is these epic enchanting stones. Now this is 5 of them for 80,000. That's what, 16,000 AD each. Not bad if you want to sell them in stacks of 5. Now, when you're upgrading artifacts, typically you're going to need either 1, 2, or 3 So even these, I would, if I were looking for things, I wouldn't necessarily start at the 50 to this. I would look at this, 80,000, okay, 16K each. Now let's go down and find the first one that's like just one or two. Well, there's two here. That's 35K each. So that's 17,800, which is, yeah, quite a bit more than the other ones. But if this plus a single enchanting stone here is less than I would be paying for that stack of 5 here, then I'm probably just going to buy the other ones, even though they're not as good of a deal. Now, if I know I'm going to have several, like, the several different pieces that I need to do, I'm obviously going to go for the best deal here with the lowest amount that I'm going to be spending. I'm not going to spend a crap load of AD on 99 enchanting stones. Good on anybody who will post them and gets them sold like that. That's great. But anyway, that's, again, neither here nor there. I apologize for the long rant. What you're looking for is to get enchanting stones out of the layers, and you have roughly an equal chance of getting a green, a blue, or a red one, or an epic, a purple one. And yes, you want to save up keys to be to do the layers on double refinement, because on double refinement you'll get 2 enchanting stones onto enchanting stone days when you open the chest, which is much better than just getting 1. You can run through the layers pretty quickly, and I'll show you that pretty shortly. But the advantage here is, if you're doing it over time, you can take advantage like of the double legacy, where you can get extra currency from opening the chests in the dungeons, the lair of the day. So first thing, I've kind of got over one of the things that you can get out of this, which is those enchanting stones. But you also have, if you're making progression through the campaign, there's 31 steps as you're going up through the boon structure, right? Each time you open one of those chests in the dungeons, the lair of the day, you'll get 1 Than cipher, which is what you need. One of the components you need to complete these steps, and you'll want to complete them all because you get boons along the way, all these 5 boons here. You'll also need a certain number of Vanguard script. Now normally this is 5. It's lower for me on this character because I've used a patronage, a signet of patronage. Not really incredibly necessary, because to craft one of these things, you have to have a character who's completed the campaign. You need to pay all this script here, and all you're doing is cutting the costs for these leveling things here in half. It doesn't do anything for this. I don't believe it does anything for this row either, and this is really not an important row anymore either. And it rounds it up. So normally this would require 1 and 5, so now you see I get 1 and 3. So it's saving me 2 Vanguard scripts per step. And here it's a little bit higher. It's not going to cut your gold costs, but it would cost your Than scrolls. Normally it would be 10, 1, and 5. And like I said, it's cut those costs in half. Handy, but not super necessary unless you just have a lot of characters and you want to get through here a little quicker. Another thing you could do, as many people will mention in the videos that they do, is you could go to the Dreadring store and use Genie's gifts to buy these bags of Than treasures. The best time to open these bags is during a double legacy or a double Dreadring event. Because you see that right on the right here, it's 15 Vanguard script, 5 Than scrolls, 1 cipher. Well, that doubles during the double legacy or campaign of the day, and you'll want those for the lair keys. Now, keep in mind, these lair keys, the biggest benefit you get out of them is only during the double refinement. Using them during any other time, yeah, it'll get you the end chest, but it's not going to get you certain things. Like, it's not going to get you an extra thing, any Than ciphers when you open the chest. It will give you extra Vanguard script, but it won't give you pretty much anything else other than, if there's an enchanting stone. If it's an enchanting stone day, then it would also do that for you. But again, better to just rack up your Vanguard script and then buy these keys and then use them during the double refinement period, which is going to be about 2 weeks from now. If you look on the overview of the schedule, and I'll show you that in a sec. Right now you want to look at the schedule for Dread Ring, right? It'll tell you which days you can get enchanting stones and which days you can't. The biggest thing is Monday and Friday are not, there's no enchanting stones that are given on that day. Supposedly you can earn extra Vanguard scrip. I have not seen that actually ever happen unless I use a Than layer key to go to that there and use the Than layer key to open the chest. The first time you go there, if you get any of these layers from Sergeant Knox, as a quest, you basically you're not given a key in your inventory, but you have a way to open those chests. That's where you get the the ciphers, the Than ciphers, and all that. The layer keys will get you into the layer and will open a chest, but again, you won't get the ciphers. So keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is how the schedule works. So you can do pretty much every one of these layers twice a day, and the reason for that is pretty simple. The daily reset time is 3 a.m. for me. It's 3 a.m. Pacific. I don't know what that translates to in UTC time, but the daily reset is when you can, pretty much for any campaign or whatever, you can do the layer, the quests of the day again. And on Monday morning on the daily reset, that's when the weekly quests reset. However, the time for the quest in the zone is, the reset time for that is different than the daily reset time. I don't know if that's the same in other locations like in Icewind Dale and stuff, but in Dread Ring, it's 7 hours after the daily reset is when the quest reset is. So I could go and do the quest, the lair of the day from Sergeant Knox, and come back here after 3 a.m. my time and get the quest again from him, the very same quest for that previous day, finish it, and then come back 7 hours later and get the new quest, and just rinse and repeat. So I have 2 quests every day. The only time that doesn't work is when the quest doesn't change. If you've done the quest that after reset for the day, and you come back to Sergeant Knox 7 hours later and go to get the quest again, if the quest is the same as the quest you just finished, he's not going to have it to offer you. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but you can kind of, if you look back at the schedule here, you can kind of get a little idea of how that works. And there's pretty much only one time, unless you're saving the layers, saving the quests, and you just haven't, you haven't done them all, and you just waited till later to do them. The only time the quests are the same as during the weekend. The entire weekend, I mean, obviously necromancy on Friday and Monday are the same, but they're not back to back. So if you're doing these 2 a day, you're not going to run into any problem until you did the weekend one, which is liberation. On Saturday, if you were to do this Saturday and then come back on Sunday morning, like again for me 3 a.m. And I do the lair at 7 hours later at 10 a.m. If I come back to Sergeant Knox, well, he's not going to offer the lair to me again because it's still liberation. It's still the same quest. So there's only one day for me that I can't do this twice in a day. Now, a good thing to keep in mind is when you're in Dread Ring, you see how we have this this sliding, this banner. It'll tell you different things like 2 times currency Dread Ring. It'll tell you how long we have left on it. But the key thing here is, let's look at, this is the name of on the schedule of what this is. So Illusion is Thursday, and that's what today is. I've got 15 hours and 27 minutes left, 6:32 my time. That should come out to, if I'm correct, about 10 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm not going to look at it and try to figure out the math, but again, that's how that works. So all I need to do is try to knock out my my Phantasmal Fortress, which is what this one is. Illusion is Phantasmal Fortress. and then come back after 3 a.m. and do it again. And again, I'm getting a lot of value out of that because I'm getting 2 Than ciphers a day for that. Now the other value here with the double Dread Ring event and double thing is I'm getting double event currency, like I said before. Normally this is 15 Vanguard script. As you can see, I'm ready to collect it, and because I've got all these extra ciphers, I've got 6 right now, but I haven't been doing this as much as I should. That's going to cost me 1 in 24 hours. Well, actually, it's going to say, what, 20 hours? Yeah, roughly 20 hours. I can come back and I can collect that and start it over. I'm just going to do it roughly the same time every day. All right, so then you get this. So for me, this is a really valuable thing because I have my very own alliance that has nothing but my characters in it, and I'm leveling it up. My alliance, my guild. And it's a blast. If I could find an alliance that would take a guild that has nothing but my characters in it, I would be happy to join them because likely if I could be put up, if they're level 20 or a fairly high level, if they have a fairly high level guild at the helm, then the costs for building structures will be fairly, a lot better than what I'm paying. Because as you level up your guild, you're the highest guild, the highest level guild, the Helm Guild, not the highest level necessarily, but the one at the helm, is what sets the percentage of how much your structures cost. So what I can get from this is a Dark Gifts voucher. As you can see, I can get 1,000 Dark Gifts for the guild. That's something that you need in a guild to level different structures. Even your level 20 guilds, if they're doing different things, they're going to need Dark Gifts, they're going to need Fate Trinkets, and they're going to need Frozen Treasures. But this is one of the best ways. If you can get a bunch of different characters doing this, you can do this every day. Basically, you can be generating 1,000 Dark Gifts for your guild, which is worth 200 guild marks to you when you turn it in, and double that on a double, obviously on a double guild mark event. So I'm going to take that. Now, what does it cost to start another one? Well, it costs 35 script. Well, I'm getting 30 because of the double from that, and it costs 20 Than scrolls and 5 gold. All right. Well, when you do a lair, you get normally 3 Vanguard script, and you'll get, like I said, 15 from this. So you're normally using up more than you're generating, that you're using here. But because it's double, I'm going to be getting more than enough to keep things going by just doing this trait that is intelligence and doing that lair twice a day to do this. Now, if I really wanted to bank up my Vanguard script, I would go ahead and do all these extra layers throughout here. The quest for the zone that you can get from the different characters in here, but you don't have to. You don't have to do all that stuff. Helps if you want to build up that script so you can buy those extra Than lair keys. Now's the time to do it. You don't want to have to be going out there and doing these little quests for only 3 script at a time when you could be doing other things. If you can do it for 6 or better, that's even better. Now, one thing I want to point out, the only things that are important in here is the boons to build up. You can totally skip all of these the gauntlet things. Used to be you could get some good stuff with the gauntlets from that little phantasmal chest you can get in the fortresses. It's pretty much worthless right now. You might be able to get a cask of wonders, which could have an enchanting stone in it, which you don't want to open until the double refinement again. Used to be able to get other enchanting things that you could put in that were valuable. Now there's nothing that's worth anything. It's just, at best, you'll get some gems, and usually at this level it's paradox, and going up here you might be lucky enough to get a something worth like 150, 200 refinement points. Big deal. It's just not worth the extra time, and plus the way that they set up how to open the chest and how you have to, you can't just escape to get out of it. You have to click the buttons. It's just, I know it's probably pathetic, but I don't like having to do extra clicking and stuff if I don't have to. All right, so that's that. Again, you can see, so what I'm going to show you right now, you can see Sergeant Knox is sitting there with a question mark because, well, I don't know, he can't really offer me anything right now. Well, the problem is I'm a little behind on my quests here. If you look, I've got all 3 of these saved up. I've got Phantasmal Fortress, Deathforge, Dreadspire. Hell, if you see this big circle, that means I haven't even done the weekly quest. The weekly quest is where you get your Thayan Scrolls, and you also get 4,500 rough AD, and that can be improved if you have something like a collar, a mount collar, or something that gives you extra AD. But this is rough AD. Not really a huge amount, but hey, every one of your weekly quests from your different zones has some value to it. This one has value because you get normally 50 Thayan Scrolls. Don't quote me, could be 30, but from what I recall, it's 50. So we'll see when I come back in here and after I've killed 3 wizards. That's all you gotta do for the weekly, is just kill 3 wizards. And as you can see, I had 3 different layers to do. I'm going to do Phantasmal Fortress because that's the layer of the day, and I'm going to, if I saved it up from the right area, so if this wasn't saved up from last Thursday, if this was one of the ones I just picked up on the weekend, then I should be able to come to Sarnox after finishing it and just get the quest all over again. So let's go do that. But before I do, okay, quest givers, this guy here, the Bounty Master, he's got some value. Now he's right next to Makos and Quarthon, right? The Bounty Master will sell Vanguard script, all right? And what do you need for that? You need Onyx fragments. I've got 70. If you can look by the tooltip there. How do you know what you got? Well, if you go to your inventory tab into your riches, scroll down to the bottom, and then just look in the other currencies. You'll see the Vanguard, the Onyx fragments, all right? 5 Onyx fragments will get you 1 script. Okay, so if you want enough for a key, you're gonna have to spend 50 of these suckers, which, yeah, I'll get one and a half things. Well, I'll get enough for 1 key, plus a little bit extra script, which is, it's not huge. Used to be you could sell these Onyx fragments. Man, those are the days, because people didn't want to have to do all this dread ring stuff. They wanted to be able to do these layers, but they didn't want to have to do all the farming. Well, those Onyx fragments, they are just random drops from enemies. And if you got to kill stuff anyway, you just got to keep an eye out for them. What do they look like? They are going to be one of these yellow bags that would normally be. The yellow bags normally have different types of refinement, and you can, based on the color that outlines them, you can kind of tell what they are. If it's a kind of a yellow, then it's normally going to be a black pearl. If it is repaired, I think it's black pearl here. Depends on the level of the zone you're in. If it's like a really bright bluish, it could be, I believe, an amethyst. If it's white, see, like here's a yellow one, and you look on the bottom right, oh, that's an Onyx fragment. Well, that didn't help me any. So one of those is white, there's a black pearl, and another Onyx fragment. See, I just basically got 2 Onyx fragments. I'm holding escape to get out of this stupid cutscene for killing those things. Just something I had to do on the way. A little bit of background humor there for my recording audience. So anyway, we're progressing through this layer. You don't have anything that you don't have to kill. You can skip, obviously, but sometimes you're just kind of stuck killing stuff. And most of the time, you just bypass everything I don't have to hit. Right? Okay. Because the idea is to make this go as quickly as possible, so you can just finish up and rinse and repeat. But you're really here just for the enchanting stones. Can't skip this, unfortunately. Alright, so we got the mini boss. Alright, go do that. Fire this up. See, I already got another onyx fragment. Alright, part way to my keys. Okay. And I got a what do they call those? There's another onyx fragment. There's a black pearl. Wood. Alright, and then we have the chest. Okay. Open the chest. Except, see over here, I got a blue enchanting stone, two Thayan ciphers, and 10 Thayan scripts, and 6, I think, it might have been scrolls. But anyway, you see, those were all doubled, so very handy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right back to the beginning layer here, or not, to the entryway to Dreadring, and I've just finished up the Phantasmal Fortress, and let's see, how about that? Now the quest is available to do Zulka of Illusion, which is Phantasmal Fortress. So there you go. I get to do it twice. Now another thing that you want to do, if you're really enjoying the game and you want to maximize what you're getting out of it, make sure every week that you go to Sabella, which is the quest giver for the legacy campaigns up near the Hall of Justice, go to her and pick up all the legacy quests, because you're going to have pretty much for every zone like this, you're going to have, for the legacy campaign areas, you're going to have a Conqueror quest, which is basically kill 100 enemies. Of course, different enemies are worth different points, like your 1 dot enemies are worth 1, and 2 dot enemies are worth more, like 3 dot enemies are worth 3, I think. So there's my second wizard. You'll get that quest. Finish that, you get heroes medallions, which you can use to buy. Once you get 10 of them, you can buy Ghosts of Potency, which are handy, and you'll get 5 for completing one of these quests. The other thing you can do is beyond the Conqueror quest. Usually there's a heroics, which I don't believe they offer in Dreadring, and there's legacy campaign adventures. So in this case, for Sabella, this area is called Shadow Mental Adventures and Shadow Mental Conqueror. You'll get credit for doing this. Also, you'll get credit for doing the skirmish that is related to Dreadring. Trying to remember the name of that skirmish. Let's look it up real quick. Skirmishes. It is Dread Legion. Okay. This is a great time to do Dread Legion because, again, you're getting double credit, but also that would count towards your legacy quests. Each one of these layers counts as one of the quests. So if you are doing these on double refinement days, generally using the keys for 5 of the quests, 5 of the layers, should finish your requirement for legacy. The 5 quests for the legacy, do 5 quests thing. But again, don't quote me, because some of these layers for some reason don't like to count for certain things. One interesting thing you might like to know, or something you might be interested in, is if you open up pinatas in these different zones, they count towards these quests also. So like if you're killing pinatas in Dreadring, it counts towards your legacy campaign, your Conqueror credit for the legacy area. Of course, that's 100 pinatas to finish the quest, but hey, if you're going to multitask, why not? Alright, so here we are, finishing up the layer of the day the second time, and again, because it was a quest from Sergeant Knox, I will get all the credit here. Alright, now see, I got myself an epic enchanting stone. That's right now what did we say it was on the auction house? Let's see. Tenting, epic. Okay, fine, be that way. Fighting stones. So 16,000 each. If I sold them in a stack of 5, and I could actually get away with pretty easily selling it in stacks of 2 or even in stacks of 1. I could sell it for just under 18,000 and still get that back. And still be able to sell it. Not bad for that very little amount of time that I spent in here. So what else to say about this zone? Let's see, I'm just going to check my notes here real quick. Proof tokens, legacy. I think that's pretty much it. Again, best time to do this particular part of it to gain all that Vanguard script so you can buy your Thangler keys is during a double legacy or double dread ring. This week is double dread ring. Next week is double Icewind Dale. That's one of the other things I'm focused on for my voucher process. But as you can see, there's definitely some value here. Depends on how much time you want to put into it. I had actually quit working on dread ring for all my characters because it's a little tedious. Even though you can get the boons, points, and stuff, I have a lot of vaults, and the only ones I really enjoy playing are the ones that are my main for a specific character class. So I have a wizard who I really enjoy playing as a arcanist, and now I'm having a lot of fun as a thaumaturge. I've got a warlock. I've got a couple barbarians. I've got a barbarian fighter who's also who's a vanguard, who's a tank and a DPS. I'm learning the tank stuff. I've got several clerics that I'm really enjoying working on. I have a bard, but again, you do what you most enjoy. If you want to try the different classes out, good for you. If you don't, that's fine too. If you have a lot of fun just playing one, great. But try to maximize the time that you can, try to get the most enjoyment you can out of this game. It doesn't do really well to dwell on all the little things that could be better. You could put out information about those, and better to find ways to make it more fun. All right, and I hope that's something that you can do, and you stick with us, and maybe you can start making your own guides if you have better ways to do things. That said, have a great day. Happy adventuring. Bye.